Greetings and welcome back to room 303 in our chats with Emily, as we are calling our readings through the poetry of Emily Dickinson. We are using the Johnson edition. We turn now to poem 381, A Secret Told. Now, there is a whole way of thinking about Emily Dickinson and her project from the perspective of secrets and keeping secrets. Emily is, it seems, very reclusive at times. She doesn't often want to give away lots of information. In fact, some of you have pointed out that it seems like Emily is, quote-unquote, hiding something often in the poems that she's writing. And no question, in some ways, we're back to poem number 11, even, whether to keep a secret or whether to reveal, right, as she'll suggest it there. Our assumptions are that you've been following our stuff at learnstrong.net. Down that left-hand side, Chats with Emily is our playlist. I'm hopeful that you've already worked through our set of introductory comments as well as our preceding 380 poems. We just finished with 380, There is a Flower. Now, scholars have often wondered about the source of many of Emily's secrets, and the fact that she's either going to share these secrets or not share these secrets. Emily is a great letter writer, as we've commented already, and it is interesting to read her letters to get a sense of the stuff that she will share there that often she won't share in her poems. Let's enjoy this one. A secret told ceases to be a secret. Then, a secret kept, that can appall but one. Better of it continual be afraid than it and whom you told it to beside. Now, my Emily group pointed out that the very reading of this poem, and we read it a number of times aloud, because there's a very halting kind of feel. There's not a lot of flow, and of course it is. It's playing that game of what is in Emily's trying to hide. Notice she'll begin with capitalized secret. By the way, secret ends up in 34 different poems, some version of the word. And again, we're back to, as we said, poem 11. A secret told, in other words, you have the secret, right? And then there's the whole thing of telling the secret. We obviously have to think of our Ovid and Metamorphoses and the ways in which telling of secrets down at the water edge and all of that comes back to mind. A secret told ceases to be a secret. In other words, a secret is only a secret as long as it's not shared. Then, notice the dash in the word then, and we'll get from then to then in a little bit. Then, a secret kept, that can appall but one. In other words, okay, so you know something, it is appalling, but at least nobody else knows. If you tell somebody else, then all of a sudden, how you can control, and I think this is a poem about control in large measure, how you can control then starts to matter. And then she'll say it, better of it. Continual be afraid. In other words, at least you know, but nobody else knows, than it and whom you told it to beside. Well, what's her point here? I think her argument is that it's best to keep a secret and be appalled by it yourself than to tell it to somebody and run the gamble or the risk that, you know, it's going to get shared. It will be told. Again, at 2b, the jilted construction is I think, an interesting way to study this poem. It's like she is herself, my Emily group said this, it's like she is trying to hide something. Now, at 3a, to relate this to another title, when we get to poem 1748, we'll come back to this poem again. The reticent volcano keeps his never-slumbering plan, confided are his projects pink, to no precarious man. If nature will not tell the tale Jehovah told to her, can human nature not survive without a listener? Admonished by her buckled lips, let every babbler be. The only secret people keep is immortality. I love that line, the only secret people keep is immortality. Finally, at 3b, how good are you at keeping secrets? And to what degree are you enjoying reading Emily and trying to figure out the secrets? Thank you.